everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Neurodiverse Wrestling Obsessed. I'm your host, John Arroyo, and boy, guys, Slammiversary is this weekend. I am so hyped. It's gonna change the wrestling landscape forever. TKO know what they're doing when it comes to booking, so let's get right into it. So, the first match is the countdown match. We have the Elegance brand versus the Inspiration. And guys, I love the Elegance brand. I love this whole Ash by Elegance, how Dana Brooke did a 360. Because Dana Brooke had potential, but they didn't use her. But in TNA, the Ash Elegant brand, it works. It's really good. It's comedic. I love Ash by Elegance and Heather. Maggie, I need to get used to because they're not using her. But like the Elegant brand is good. But guys, we have Jessie McKay and Cassie Lee. Like, Inspiration, what? Billy Kay and Peyton Royce. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with the Inspiration because they're iconic. And they was former TNA Knockouts champions. And I feel like that'd be a good way for them to come back to the division, especially if Ash is gonna go for the TNA Knockouts championship because she won the Battle Royal. So let her lose the title and let her go face Jacy or Masha, and then have the Elegance girls fight for the title. And then, boy, we got a last-minute announcement match. So we have the System and Matt Cardona versus Dark State. Yes, it was last minute. TNA had a giant brawl that led into the match. It's going to go either way. I feel like it's going to be a crazy brawl no matter what. People's going to be destroyed. The ring is going to be destroyed. I feel like some people's going to go through tables, the barricade, just straight up war. And I feel like Matt Cardona and his group is going to win because of the whole Kurt Hawkins, him and Matt Cardona was a tag team for so long, the best friends in real life. They do a lot together. So it's that dynamic, but also I feel like that's going to play into the system storyline. Like, Kurt, do we let him in the system? Kurt's like, can we let him in? That whole, like, I'm going to say this now. I feel like Matt Cardona could maybe join the system, and then it's going to be a battle between him and Moose for power. And that's going to lead into the X-Division championship with my prediction. So let's get right into that. So we have Moose versus Leon Slater. And I feel like it's going to be a really good match no matter what. But I feel like it's going to be a good match no matter what. But I can see Moose maybe keeping the title. Because Leon Slater is really young. He could be the youngest X-Division champion, but I feel like right now, Moose is about to be the longest one. Keep Moose with the title, let him break the record, and then let Leon steal the win. And I feel like the way they're going to book it is Moose wins at Slammiversary, Matt Cardona and the system wins at Slammiversary. They kind of added Matt Cardona to the group. Moose doesn't like it. And then he has a match later on with Leon Slater. Matt Cardona costs Moose the title, and Leon Slater takes the title. So we get two historic things happening in the book. This weekend, Moose beats the longest X-rated X-Division champion. And then maybe in a couple weeks or the next pay-per-view, Leon Slater becomes the youngest. So we get those two history things, but not right away. And then it also brings Matt Cardona more into like the TNA storyline. And after, that'd be really good. And then we get the match of Indi Hartwell and Tessa Blanchard. I'm very interested for this match because it's like, they talk about it, but the build-up, I feel like it's a little confusing or a little like lackluster if you don't know the story between them. So in real life, Indi Hartwell and Tessa Blanchard are friends. Tessa pretty much helped Indi get into the United States wrestling scene. It's like really deep, but the way TNA booked it, they didn't show like old photos of them together and stuff. It was more like by conversation, and I think it's good. But I think it would be also good if they show like old photos of them together or old videos to kind of like build up that emotion. They didn't really do that. But I feel like it's going to be a really good match no matter what, because I'm going to say this now. Yes, Tessa Blanchard is kind of controversial. She did say sorry for her mistakes. People are human. I think she is doing better. She's a pretty good wrestler. Like, she's a good wrestler. Come on, we had so many other controversial people before her that are way worser than Tessa. Tessa just said a couple things and she said she's sorry. We had other wrestlers do some horrendous things and they're still able to wrestle. So give the girl a break, just a little break. I feel like her and Indi is gonna have a good match, but I feel like Indi's gonna win because Tessa's already the top heel. You could put Tessa in the main title picture after Slammiversary and it just makes sense. But the only top woman we have is Ash, Masha, and Tessa. They need to book the TNA Women's Division more up. So having Indi win makes her a really top contender for the title. And it brings more people. Especially it would be good if someone like Jacy Jayne or someone wins the title at Slammiversary and then Indi can beat her for maybe the NXT and TNA title. And we could have Indi go to NXT as well. And we could see like, oh, look what WWE dropped. And Indi could do that whole like 360 transformation. And then, boy, we got Cedric Alexander, and Mustafa Ali. It's going to be really good. I loved their match at WrestleMania. If you guys didn't see it, go watch the WrestleMania Cruiserweight match. It was good. I felt like it was one of the best matches of the night, but because they put it on the pre-show, they kind of did the Cruiserweight. I'm going to be honest. WWE, when they reboot the Cruiserweight, they did them dirty. Ali and Alexander are such good wrestlers, and they kind of did them dirty. So I feel like TNA is going to give them that spotlight, especially with this match. I feel like this match could be one of the matches that's going to be the most talked about after. And I feel like we're going to get some interference from Tasha Steelz. Like, Tasha Steelz low blow Alexander. I'm not surprised if she tries something again. I think we're going to get some Order 4 chaos, but I feel like Alexander maybe have backup. Guys, you don't think Alexander is going to plan this out after Tasha Steelz low blowed him, like hitting him? No, I think Alexander is going to bring in some reinforcements more likely, or we're going to get some people backing him up. So I want to see how that all blows out. And then, guys, we get a four-way tag team ladder match for the TNA Tag Team Championships. We get the Nemeths, the Hardys, the Rascals in first class. And it's going to be chaotic. You know we're going to get some hardcore action, table spots, crazy. I'm going to say this now. I feel like AJ Francis is going to go through more than one table. He's the biggest guy in the match. I'm not surprised if they do a giant move with him flying off. So we're going to get some crazy spots because, come on, the Hardys, the Rascals, first class. AJ Francis did that street fight. Best match of the year contender for TNA/NXT, like hands down. And it's going to be good. We're going to maybe get some comedic spots with the Nemeths because Ryan said that, oh, he's a hardcore ladder legend and he never been in a ladder match. So I want to see how like that funny goofiness of his delusion plays in. Casey DeRoro is the best comedic one. So we're going to get some comedic spots. But I feel like I love the Hardys. But I feel like maybe first class is going to pick up the win because they've been booked so strong lately with Trick and with them trying to take over both divisions. So I can see first class winning the NXT TNA championships and then going to NXT and trying to get those championships. And then it's good because I feel like the Rascals are really good. But I feel like the Rascals, they've been in TNA for so long. I'm not saying it's bad, but because you have that TNA and NXT partnership, have the Rascals go to NXT. Let them take the NXT titles. Let them work with it. Let them cook with it. They're going to get eyes on both brands as they do that. I'm just saying. And the Nemeths are good too. So like you could have Nick Nemeth go after one of the titles and Ryan be like his hype man. And then I feel like this is going to be the beginning of the Hardys goodbye tour. I don't think they're done after Slammiversary. I think they're going to have a couple more matches. But I feel like a good way to send them off is to have the Hardys go to WWE and at least do one match in WWE. You know, like they can finish in TNA or WWE, but at least let them do one match in WWE, maybe like a surprise spot or something. But yeah, I feel like the Hardys they kind of announced it. They didn't really announce it, but I think we're about to get a goodbye tour. So this is just the beginning of it. So I think them losing the titles and then fighting their way back to the titles before they retire would be a really good storyline. And then we get the second to last match. Boy, this match will change the women's wrestling locker room, or the women's wrestling for real. Like nobody's really talking about it, but I see this as women's wrestling is going to change with this match. Masha Slamovich versus Jacy Jayne for both NXT Women's Championship and the Knockouts TNA Women's Championship. Both brands' titles on the line. Whoever wins is going to be on both shows, and we're going to get women from both brands competing back and forth from either show. Guys, they're doing great with the whole Trick Williams TNA title run and how guys from both brands are fighting for it. It's really good. We're about to get that with the woman. I can see some future matchups. But I feel like it's going to be a really good match. Masha is going to bring the intensity, and Jacy Jayne, I think it's going to shock us. Because I felt like her match with Jordynne Grace, Evolution was really good. But because it was so many other good matches on the card, it kind of got buried. It was a good match, but it got buried because how can you put Jordynne Grace and Jacy Jayne against like Jade and Naomi, multiple woman tag spot, and they went right after Becky, Lyra, and Bayley. They did a good match, but I feel like this would be a good showcase for both women and let them really go at it. Jacy and Masha, I feel like we're gonna get some interference because fatal influence. I think we're gonna get some chaos because Jordan is gonna come out. Because Jordan is an NXT person, but she was in TNA. To stop fatal influence, I feel like Blake Monroe is gonna show up. Maybe it's gonna be a lot of chaos near the end. I feel like maybe Ash by Elegance and the Elegance brand because they had a little altercation with fatal influence. But I feel like somebody's gonna pick the win. I want Masha to win because I feel like Masha would be the best one to have both titles go through the division. Or you could get Jacy Jayne. You can still build out either or. I feel like it's going to be good, but my pick is Masha. But my prediction is we are going to get maybe a couple women from both brands going at it because we had a lot of like back and forth. I wouldn't be surprised if we have Soruka and Zoria on Masha's side and then Izzy on Tate. Pretty much we're going to get a lot of women trying to interfere in this match. I can just see it. The pops will be crazy for that. And then we get the main event. We get Trick Williams versus Joe Hendry versus Mike Santana. And you can feel the attention. This is going to be match of the year contender, hands down. You got three of the best rising stars in wrestling right now. Mike Santana is the biggest underdog, and he's my pick to win. It's in his hometown. And Joe Hendry, like literally, move Joe Hendry up. If you're going to keep him in TNA, it's fine. But if WWE is interested, like it's rumors that he's working with TKO and stuff, so it's more likely he's going to be moving to WWE. Let Joe Hendry go into the Battle Royal, win it, or at least get like the last couple men. Trick Williams, move him up too. I'm saying it now. I feel like this will be a great opportunity for Mike Santana to keep the title. And I want to see Mike Santana fight for some NXT titles as well. Because you have that partnership. Let him go at it. I would love to see Mike Santana hold both titles. That would be really cool. And I feel like it's time for Trick Williams to move up to the main roster and Joe Hendry maybe to move to NXT or maybe have him do TNA and the main roster. So we can still have Joe and Mike Santana fight, but maybe Joe goes to Raw or SmackDown, try to get one of the titles as well. I feel like it's really good. But that match is going to steal the show. So that's pretty much my predictions for Slammiversary. Hopefully you guys enjoy. And guys, Slammiversary is only a couple days away, so I'm hyped. It's pretty much going to change the landscape of wrestling for the rest of the year. So I cannot wait. So I'll see you guys soon. And let's go to war. Because, guys, it's a war brewing. And I don't think the war is gonna stop at Slammiversary. I think this is the beginning of the war because we had the breaking point this week, but the war is about to start. So let's see how it all blows out.